The United States Surgeon General just declared a loneliness epidemic. 1 in 4 adults feels completely isolated. But you chose this. You looked at your phone, saw their name, and decided not today. Not anymore. And the strangest part? You don't feel lonely. You feel free. So when did this start? When did you become the person who walks away and never looks back? You weren't always like this. There was a time when you were the one who picked up every call. The one who showed up when things fell apart. The one who kept the peace even when it was costing you everything. You gave and gave and gave. And they took and took and took. You listened to the same problems. You gave the same advice. You watched them ignore it and come back anyway. And you let them. Every single time. Until one day you didn't. You didn't make a big announcement. You didn't send a long message explaining everything. You just went quiet. And the world didn't end. It actually got quieter. And that quiet, that was the first real breath you had taken in years. But here is what nobody tells you about that moment. Your brain wasn't breaking down. It was protecting you. Psychologist Stephen Porges spent decades studying the nervous system. He called it the polyvagal theory. Your nervous system has different modes. And when you have been drained too many times, when people have taken more than they have given, your brain doesn't wait for permission. It flips a switch. It moves you out of connection mode and into protection mode. Not because you are broken. Because your brain is doing exactly what it was built to do. But here's the question nobody asks. Where did your nervous system learn that people were dangerous in the first place? For most people who cut everyone off, the answer goes back further than they want to admit. Maybe you grew up reading the room before you could read books. Scanning faces the moment someone walked through the door. Learning that someone's mood could change the entire atmosphere of your home in seconds. Psychologist Murray Bowen called this emotional cutoff. It is what happens when a child learns that closeness comes with a cost. That love and chaos are a package deal. So you adapted. You became the one who could sense tension before anyone spoke. You learned that the safest place was often alone. And now as an adult, every time someone gets too close, that same blueprint activates. It is not a flaw. It is a survival pattern your younger self built to protect you. And it worked. Until it started keeping out people who were actually safe. Because here is the part that takes real honesty to sit with. There is a difference between protecting yourself and building walls that keep everyone out. The Centers for Disease Control found that prolonged isolation increases your risk of heart disease by 29%, stroke by 32%. This is not just emotional. It is physical. But here is what they never say in the same breath. Being surrounded by the wrong people causes the exact same damage. So the question is never should you let people in. The question is which people have actually earned it. And here is what is fascinating about how your brain answers that question. You don't cut people off randomly. You are not impulsive. You are not cold. You are a pattern recognition machine. That friend who only calls when they need something. You spotted it by month 2. That family member whose love always came with conditions. You learned their rhythm years ago. A 2023 study in Nature Neuroscience found that people who experienced early emotional stress developed heightened activity in the brain's threat detection regions. In other words, your brain got extraordinarily good at reading people. Researchers at the University of Iowa found that the frontal lobe, the part responsible for complex social decisions, works overtime in people with this background. You are not paranoid. You are not too sensitive. You are processing social information at a level most people never reach. So no, you are not lonely. You are selective. Society has a word for people like you. Isolated. Withdrawn. Cold. But those words assume something is missing. That you are incomplete without constant connection. Here is a different word. Solitude. Loneliness is the absence of connection you want. Solitude is the presence of peace you chose. You are not sitting alone wishing someone would call. You are sitting in your own space, finally able to hear yourself think. Your phone is quiet. And that quiet feels like relief. Not rejection. The people who don't understand will say you are running away. But you know the truth. You are not running away from something. You are running toward something. Toward peace. Toward clarity. Toward a version of yourself that only exists when the noise stops. If you are watching this and wondering if something is wrong with you, hear this. You are not cold. You are not heartless. You are someone who learned the hard way that not everyone deserves access to your energy. And instead of letting that make you bitter, you made a choice. To protect your peace. To guard what is yours. Harvard's 75-year study on happiness found one thing above everything else. It is not about how many people you have. It is about having the right ones. If your circle is small but full of people who actually see you, you are not doing it wrong. You are doing it exactly right. Protect your peace. Subscribe for more psychology that explains exactly who you are.